As with all text, Shmot 3:13 can be read in a number of ways, depending upon which prepositions and adverbs one inserts into one's translation. A surface reading of Moshe's response to HaKadosh Baruch Hu of V'amru li ma shmo ma omar alehem reflects an if-then situation. If the people were to ask, what is the name of this God? Then what should I tell them? A closer reading of the text, however, results in a very different scenario. That this is not an if-then situation, but rather a statement of fact. That when I inform the people that Elokei Avotechem Shalachani Aleichem, their response will be Ma Shmo. Not a question in which they are seeking information about the name of God, or which characteristic, which midah God will use in the redemptive process, but rather comes in the form of a challenge. And now we are going to entertain a third option, and that is that the Ma Shmo comes as an expression, a cry of anguish on the part of the nation, who will now ask, why did God stand by and permit such horrendous acts to be perpetrated against his people? And when Moshe adds the three words Ma Omar Alehem, he moves this question out of the purely academic theological area into an anguished cry, reflecting the feeling that, over and above the fact that the Bnei Israel have been in abject slavery for over 100 years, there had also been a policy of ethnic cleansing in which thousands upon thousands of Jewish children were drowned in the waters of the Nile River. Ma Omar Aleihim, what response can I possibly give to those who have suffered as much as they? Furthermore, with these words, Moshe is including himself into the question. Not only do I need a response for them, I also need a response for myself, as one who has been appointed the leader of its nation who has suffered so much for the past 116 years. Dare I suggest that the modern-day reformatting of this question of Ma Shmo is very much reflected in the genre of books such as Where Was God During the Holocaust? Unfortunately, as a general rule, ownership of this kind of a question rests with those who wish to justify a non-commitment to the demands of Torah and mitzvot. And while this argument might have been understandable from those of the first generation Holocaust, unfortunately it's still being used by their grandchildren. And reading between the lines of the Rebbe's Sikha, one might discern a need for practicing Jews to reclaim the question of Ma Shmo, where was God, and seek to provide a response within the framework of Judaic thinking, even if that response is, I don't understand.